Buried beneath layers of time and silence, an ancient secret lay hidden in the heart of Persia. For centuries, the origins of the Iranian people have been cloaked in myth, legend, and political taboo. Forbidden scrolls whispered of a forgotten lineage. Temples in ruins echoed with the silence of a people erased from history. And for generations, one question remained unanswered. Where did the Iranian people truly come from? But now, deep within a high-security genetics lab, a vial of degraded DNA, extracted from a 7,000-year-old skull, threatens to rewrite everything. This wasn't just any genetic sample. It came from a body buried in a region long avoided by archaeologists, a place where excavation was once considered blasphemous, even dangerous. As the DNA began to speak, what it revealed sent shockwaves through the scientific community. A hidden ancestry, a migration no one expected, and ties to a civilization thought to have vanished without a trace. Could this ancient genetic code finally uncover the forbidden truth behind Iran's earliest bloodlines? Or will powerful forces work to keep this revelation buried forever? What did this forbidden DNA really reveal? And why has it been hidden until now? Iran, a land once called Persia. Its borders cradle one of the oldest continuous civilizations on Earth. From the grand palaces of Persepolis to the enigmatic ziggurats of Elam, this region has seen the rise and fall of empires for over 10,000 years. And yet, beneath all the ruins and legends, one question has haunted scholars for centuries. Who were the first people to settle this land? Mainstream history draws a simple line, from Aryan migrations to the rise of the Achaemenid Empire. But that narrative is incomplete. It ignores the strange artifacts found in the Zagros Mountains. It dismisses the genetic anomalies in ancient burial sites, and it avoids the stories still whispered by nomadic tribes about a forgotten people who came from the East long before the first dynasties emerged. In 2015, a classified excavation in western Iran unearthed human remains older than any previously recorded in the region. The skeletons were buried with objects that didn't match any known culture: pottery with foreign symbols, jewelry crafted from materials not native to Iran, and, most curiously, signs of deliberate cranial deformation, a practice unseen in ancient Persia, but common in civilizations far to the east. Why were these early Iranians so different from what history has told us? And why have these findings remained out of public view for so long? The true scale of this mystery is only now being uncovered, and it points to origins far stranger than anyone imagined. It began with a collapsed cave near the village of Kermanshah, along the rugged edges of the Zagros Mountains. After a minor earthquake in 2016, a shepherd stumbled upon what appeared to be a stone-lined chamber, sealed tight for thousands of years. Inside, archaeologists discovered 3 human skeletons, remarkably preserved. But it was the smallest one, a young girl, no more than 12, that changed everything. Her remains were unlike anything seen in the region. The shape of her skull showed signs of intentional elongation. Her teeth were filed in an unfamiliar pattern, and embedded in her wrist was a copper bracelet engraved with markings no expert could translate. But what truly shocked the research team was what she was buried with: a bundle of wrapped cloth containing a hollowed bone tube, sealed and hidden in her chest cavity. Inside that tube was a dark, powdery substance. At first, they assumed it was ceremonial ash, but under the microscope, it told a different story. Ancient blood, degraded tissue, a remnant of DNA preserved in ways no one could explain. The sample was rushed to Tehran, then secretly sent abroad for analysis, far from the eyes of local authorities. What made this find so unsettling was the location. This region had long been off-limits to formal archaeological digs, due to religious and political tensions. Local legends spoke of spirits guarding the blood of the first ones. No one expected a discovery that could challenge Iran's entire origin myth. What did this girl represent? And why had her people been erased from every known history? Something buried for millennia was finally waking up. And it began with her. The DNA sample was sent to a lab in Leipzig, Germany, home to one of the world's most advanced ancient genomics centers. Led by Dr. Anja Köhler, a renowned paleogeneticist known for decoding Neanderthal genomes, the team began the painstaking process of sequencing the degraded material. The goal was simple: determine the girl's genetic ancestry. But what they uncovered was anything but simple. The first anomalies appeared within days. Her mitochondrial DNA, passed down from mother to child, didn't match any known Iranian lineage. In fact, it didn't match any population from the Middle East. Instead, the closest match came from a remote tribe in Central Asia, over 1,500 kilometers away. A tribe thought to be extinct for over 4,000 years. But the nuclear DNA was even stranger. Segments appeared to align with a now-lost genome, previously detected only in fragments from cave sites in northern India and the eastern steppes. This raised immediate questions. Had a now unknown people migrated into Iran long before recorded history? And if so, why had their genetic legacy vanished from modern populations? Political pressure quickly mounted. Iranian authorities demanded access to the results. The lab was threatened with sanctions, but Dr. Köhler refused to stop. She knew what they had found wasn't just a new lineage. It was a ghost population, one erased not by time, but by deliberate omission. The deeper the team dug, the more resistance they faced. Files disappeared. Samples were tampered with. And yet, piece by piece, the ancient girl's story was taking shape. A story that threatened to destabilize long-held beliefs about the Iranian nation and its identity. What was so dangerous about her DNA? And who wanted to keep her origins buried? It was time to test the evidence, scientifically and without fear. In a sealed facility in Zurich, far from political interference, the girl's full genome was reconstructed. Over 3 billion base pairs were mapped, revealing not just her ancestry, but a shocking connection that no one expected. Her DNA showed markers linked to the Denisovans, a mysterious archaic human species previously found only in Siberia and Southeast Asia. This was the first time such markers had been identified in the Iranian plateau. But that wasn't all. Embedded within her genome were haplogroups not found in any modern Iranian populations. Instead, they matched ancient samples taken from the Sarasvati River basin in India and the Tarim Basin mummies of western China. The implication was staggering. The girl's people were part of an ancient migration that predated the Indo-Iranian expansion by thousands of years. They were a bridge, genetic and cultural, between the East and the West. Carbon dating confirmed the remains were over 7,200 years old, predating the Elamites, the Medes, and the Persians. Isotope analysis of her bones suggested a diet rich in mountain flora, consistent with a high-altitude, semi-nomadic lifestyle. The copper bracelet, once mysterious, was found to contain traces of cinnabar, used in burial rituals in Neolithic China. This wasn't a fluke. It was a forgotten branch of humanity, one that settled in Iran before history began, and was later erased from its books. Now, the scientific community stood divided. Some hailed the discovery as revolutionary. Others called it dangerous. But one truth was undeniable. The Iranian genetic story was far older and far more complex than the world had ever imagined. Now, it was time to piece together the forgotten journey of her people. Picture this. 9,000 years ago, a band of travelers crosses the rugged heights of the Pamir Mountains. They are not warriors, but seekers, herders, herbalists, astronomers. Their skin weathered by wind, their rituals written in stars. They descend into the lush valleys of what is now western Iran, carrying with them secrets from the east. Languages never written down, symbols never carved in stone, memories passed only in whispers. They settle in the highlands, where the Zagros meet the sky. Their homes are circular, their burials precise. Children are adorned with sacred metal. Bones are painted red with cinnabar. They live in harmony with the land, mapping the stars, studying plants, charting the seasons, but they remain isolated, by choice or by necessity. Over centuries, they merge with local foragers, absorbing and adapting. But something happens. Climate shifts. A great drought. Perhaps conflict with new arrivals from the north. One by one, their settlements vanish. Their stories fade into myth. And their bloodlines? Consumed, overwritten by waves of Indo-European migrations. By the time Cyrus the Great forged an empire, the memory of these ancient settlers was already dust. But they left clues. In caves, in bones, in genes, the elongated skulls, the foreign metallurgy, the genetic echo of a forgotten diaspora that spanned from the Himalayas to the heart of Persia. And now, after millennia of silence, science is breathing life into their lost world. We can see their faces, trace their journeys, hear their voices in the double helix of their descendants. This is not just a rewrite of Iranian history. It's a reawakening of an entire chapter of the human story. History is written by the victors, but DNA never lies. The forbidden sample from the Zagros girl has shattered centuries of dogma, revealing that the roots of the Iranian people stretch deeper and farther than anyone dared imagine. Beneath every ruin lies another layer. Behind every legend, a forgotten truth. The story of Iran isn't a straight line. It's a tapestry woven from migrations, lost tribes, and ancient voices buried in the soil. Today, that hidden ancestry lives on, not in textbooks, but in the blood of millions. The silent code of those early settlers remains, waiting to be decoded. And this is just the beginning. What other secrets lie beneath the deserts of Dashti Kavir? What untold civilizations sleep under the stones of Persepolis? If one child's DNA can unlock a hidden chapter of humanity, imagine what thousands more could reveal. This isn't just science, it's resurrection. If you were captivated by this journey into forbidden genetics and ancient identity, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon. We have more discoveries, more mysteries, and more ancient secrets waiting to be unearthed. Because the past is never truly gone. It's just waiting to be revealed.